Well, if you ever wanted to aerate your lawn and you didn't want to go rent an aerator, I think I have an idea. So right here is going to show you how to make a homemade aerator, and we're going to test it together and see what you think. I haven't yet built one of these, so some of it is going to be new to me also. What we're going to do is make a 40-pound manual aerator, and this is like a premium homemade manual. So there's going to be some improvements you could probably make on this. I'm still new to this, if it's going to work or not. There's a possibility the tines won't rotate correctly or something. We're going to see what we could do. So let's see what we got. So we're not going to make this out of like a piece of wood with a threaded rod. I've seen them done before. We're going to make this so it lasts, and so it's a pretty nice machine. All these parts are going to be listed below. They're pretty simple to find on Amazon. So this is like a mini bike shaft, right? And this is a bearing. So when you put these parts together, it should just slide together. It's not really super tight. So I'm going to get my Allen keys. That's a pretty good guess. We're going to take these set screws, you open them up all the way, and then the shaft should slide through. So what you want to do is you want to center this in the hole. So it's pretty. So I would put the shaft in. You can feel it. You feel it and you try to get to the center. Now if it rotates out a little bit, it's not going to be the worst thing in the world. Okay? It's still going to be bolted to an axis. The opening of this gives you, the opening of the weight gives you 1/4 of an inch clearance. You put it by eye in the center so you know it's there, then you drop this, then you take your markers and you mark it, okay? So we're going to open up the markers. These are the Sharpies, the metal markers. If I can, I'll link them, but they're pretty easy to find in any Home Depot or Lowe's. And this is not going to be super accurate, okay? But we're gonna mark it, mark it. Just hold it down so it doesn't move. The worst thing to do is have one of these out after you drill it, okay? So the whole idea was get this shaft in the center, and then you're gonna mark each and every hole with the silver marker. See, so when we take this off, it's the same thing. See, and it's pretty centered. I'm hoping. If not, it's not. It's gonna be all right. Yeah, it's a little out. So this is not going to really affect you much. And let me show you. So we put this onto the side. I got all the bolts. I got everything we need. And then we're going to take this and find. So I bought these. These are at Home Depot. They were like $1 and change a piece. I just didn't want to drill through my table. So you put it on here. You could work on here a little better. Now, I'm pretty sure this is going to run out. There's no way this is going to be perfect. But if you guys in the comments have a better way to get this thing lined up, I think you're going to be surprised how nice it works. You get a drill. I usually like plug-in drills for this. I don't really like using battery drills. I got my drill set right here. And what we're going to do, it says this is a 3/8. 1532 gives you about the same amount of clearance as the bearing, right? So if we do this, we take the bolt. You always do you eye it up. So this is the 3/8 bolt. So it'll be pretty good clearance. So I don't go through with this drill straight through. I usually go through with a smaller drill and hope it goes through. Usually take a pretty small drill, and we're going to drill through here. I'm going to drill, and we hope this isn't super hard. So cast iron drill's pretty nice when it gets going. So this is going to go through my table, there's no doubt. As soon as I'm putting so much pressure, I'm going to push through. So what you do is you just make sure that the drill can't reach the table, see it? so it won't reach the table. So the 2x4s work really well for this. Just let it drill. It'll go through. As straight as you can, okay? I'm gonna put on some safety glasses. I realized that I should be wearing safety glasses. I went and got them. So try to always wear safety glasses. Cast iron gets in your eye. They'll be rinsing it out at the hospital, okay? So I'm gonna do all 4. There's 8 holes I have to do. You could do a center punch on this. Cast iron's pretty good. Cast iron's pretty good at taking a center when you go to drill it. If you have a nice sharp drill and you don't move around too much, this will be all right, but I would do a center punch if you're not used to it. This is 1 inch thick of cast iron, so this is the hardest part of the job. You might want to put on a mask. I'm going to try to keep all the dust up on top, and then we're going to clean it into the garbage. Okay, so we're going to take this out. Now we did it with step drilling. So now we're going to go up to the proper size, right? Let me get the drill. So when you drill in cast iron, be very careful. It'll grab. So I'm going to have to be gentle with this. See how it's trying to grab already? So very light pressure. Try not to glaze it, so you're going to go a little slow. In fact, if you have a slow speed on your drill, put it on slow speed. Yeah, you know, so we could have bought a piece of wood and done all this. I'm just trying to make a more beefier setup. Check your height. See, now it's going to almost hit the table. So put it in the truck pretty tight. Hopefully it won't hit the table. It will, probably. My battery, this is why I don't like battery tools. They die. So when you're drilling this, be careful. If this catches, it's going to slide off. You're going to fall over. Just, I'm used to it, so you might want to put this in a vise if you do it at home. I'm just going to go gentle. You don't have to push very hard. See how it grabs? And just coast it through. So make sure yours is a lot better centered. Mine's going to run out a little bit, but we'll see how it goes, see if it matters. Okay, so my hole's actually my hole's a little bit out. If you notice, this has moved over a little, so this will go like that. But what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how we're going to correct for that. So these bolts we're going to put through 3/8 bolts. So we're going to take this, we're going to drop them through. See, we don't need anything on one side. We only need it on the other side. Let me show you. It'll be worth it, trust me. At the end of the day, this will all be worth it. And you put washer underneath it. So you put a washer on a lock nut. Start threading on. You're going to need 2 9/16. So put them on, put them on, get them all on. Good rule of thumb is you never tighten any of them up until they're all in. Okay, and then you could use a 14 if you don't have a another 9/16. They're very close. And you center. You tighten them up. Looks pretty good, right? Super strong. This is going to go through here. See that? So I'm not in the center, so the weight's going to run out a little bit. It's okay. I would be more precise next time. So this is the first time I ever did one. Trying to give you an idea what I was thinking. It's not going to be critical, and I'm going to show you how we're going to fix that. So I'm not perfect, right? And I know that. But I have an idea and I want to try it. One thing I would have done a little differently, I guess, is center it a little bit better so far. And we're going to see if that really matters. I'm not sure if that matters at this point. It was close. You could almost have done it without the washer. But I like putting washers in. So it's nice, perfect size. And then you drop the shaft through. Okay, so the shaft's now turning on this a radius. So what we're going to do with this, let me show you. So I want to have them all out here, right? And I only have to drill one of them. The other one's just a weight. So the other one doesn't have to be drilled. So since this one particularly is not as straight as this one to the center of the hole, I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to put this down. I'm going to take this. Now, tie it around the shaft. Now this is the easiest way, okay? Because it doesn't really matter. You're going to make it so this is where your holes are going to be drilled with distance, right? So we're going to cut it, and we're going to tie. This is a perfect way to make a scribe mark around the outside of this. We will take this and we're going to put the first clamps here, right? So we tie this around, and you tie it to the, see? And we're going to pull it to the outside and make a strand. See what we're doing? Try to hold it as straight up as possible. Don't go nuts. The radius is, see? Boop. And of course I'm painting all over my beautiful thing, which is not cool. But we're going to do that. And we're going to shorten it up. So you shorten that up. This is where the next set of bolts are going to be. And we're going to make a nice round. So there you go. Not too crazy. just to kind of give you a little bit of separation. Now, I'm going to take these off, right? So you need these next to each other. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now these are allowed to go through because it's just going to be the nuts on the outside. So it'll work. We're going to have to drill some holes. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to show you why. We're going to mark these and put in 5 of them. So 6 of, actually 6, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we're going to mark them. So what you do is you separate them nice and even. You could do it by eye. It's not going to change too much. But what you do is you go like this. You have already your spots. Let me show you. So you see how we put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to mark the holes. So we know where to drill through. That's where the tines are going to be held, and that's how we're going to mark them, okay? Now it could be by eye. You can measure from here to here to here. It's fine though. It's not going to change anything. It's going to work just perfect. So what I'm going to do is with my marker, we're going to mark the holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And if you go on the same side of each thread, you'll be in the same position of each one, right? So what I'm doing is I'm marking on the outside of each. See what I do? Outside, outside, same side, same side. So here's where we marked on this side. We mark on this side the same one. Then we take the wire away, and we have all the spots we need. And then when they go through, they're going to go through like that, like that, like that, like that, and that's going to make it adjustable. Okay? So let's get to drilling. This is the last bit of drilling, and then everything else is bolted together. So we have quite a few holes, and the good thing is if you circle them, you'll know where they're at if you have a mess, right? So this should be no problem at all. Those are the holes we want right there. Let's get drilling. So we're going to make a 5/16 hole everywhere. Like I said before, I'm going to use a small pilot hole to try to make it easier on myself. After you finally drill all your pilot holes, you remember we're step drilling, right? So you get you drill, you make sure you got plenty of clearance. So this is a 5/16 drill. This is my finished drill. I'm hoping this will be enough. If you make any mistakes here, you're gonna see them. Okay, now that I'm almost dead from drilling all that, that was crazy. So that was a lot of work, to be honest with you. If you have a drill press, I would use a drill press for sure. So when I was thinking of building this, I wanted to put more tines on it. So I'm not really sure if it's going to work. So let's see if it does. I just don't know if I would have had enough energy to even drill 2 more tines. But the reason why I use this amount is because this is what comes in the pack as a general replacement kit. I want to get some of the cast iron off it. It's gross. Could always spray paint it black too if I wanted to, right? So we're going to clean it up. You get the 2 pieces of wood, and it suspends the plate. It suspends everything for you in the air, so you can get up underneath it, kind of like a car jack. So what we're going to do is, I know I won't be able to get to all of them, but this will help me for sure. We're going to pour these out. think we're going to put all of these on pretty loose. So you drop on the washers and the nuts. I think we're going to wind up putting a little Loctite on them eventually. For right now, we're going to let them hang in there through the bottom, plate on top, washer, and then the nuts. This is going to rotate. Well, we could always flip it, as long as they're in the same direction. Just make sure they're all in the same direction, right? Here we go. We're making a killer. This crazy or what? I probably should have put these in last, right? But I want to see how it looks right now. See, I think the distance between here and here might be a problem. This should have a certain span between them, but we're hoping that it will work, and we'll see. Okay, so this is probably a... Oop, just turn them all in the same direction would be nice. Okay. So in reality, that's pretty good. So that's what we're trying to work for right here. See? So that's how that goes. So now what I want to do is really I want to put the shaft in and measure from the shaft to the tip, and I'll explain why, because this is a little out of round, but you don't want this rotating out of round. You don't want it going like crazy. So what we'll do is we take this. You're going to put the shaft in here even though I'm totally out of line to the plate, to the weight, all right? And what we're going to do is we're going to measure this. If you have one of these, it makes life a lot easier. This one's a little rusty and garbagey, but we're going to go right to the shaft and to the tip, right? I'll lay it like this. We're going to go to the shaft, to the shaft itself, like that, see? So it doesn't have to be perfect, but you see on this side, it's going to have to go a little closer because I kind of screwed up on the distance. So you go to the shaft, you're good. You go to the shaft, you're good. Get them all in by hand and snug them a little bit. And then we'll after we get them all done, we'll test the distance. This thing's starting to look like a beast. Looks pretty good, right? So after all these are pretty tight, 10 millimeter, they look like they're not too far apart. Hopefully it works. Okay, so we put the shaft in, then the other weight on top. You're going to tighten these all up. Make sure they're all tight. Oh, you could tell, you could feel it when it's tight. Center now, right? Even on both sides. And we're going to set the set screws tight. So I needed a handle, and I needed to figure out how to get this thing to push straight, right? So I didn't want black pipes, so I wound up finding these stainless steel pipes, which I think work well. Let me show you. I'm gonna put the Teflon on. Even though it doesn't have to hold water, I think the Teflon is gonna help me, just so when I connect stainless to stainless, it doesn't cut up, okay? We're just gonna put this together, okay? Now the reason, like I said, for the Teflon is just so I can get a nice deep thread without it binding up, because you need some lubrication on there, right? So we're gonna go like this, and you just tape it on real quick. This doesn't have to be waterproof, obviously. I'm just doing it for the ability to get nice and tight. You want to tighten this, and you want to spin this until this all tightens up, because you do not want this to be loose, or it's going to be aggravating. These clamps work by looping on. Now, what they do is they go on here, and then a pipe goes through here, right? So I'm going to tape this area so it doesn't mar up. Put a couple wraps on each side. And the way you can see if it's thick enough is you put it on there, all right? See it? Spikes. See that? That'll help you. That'll help you put it together. It'll hold it. If you need a longer extension, you can make an extension. You could even make a cross, put a T here, and you'll have a handle so you can pick it up. I think that'll be a better modification down the road. I'm gonna go around this area, the same, a $2 roll of electrical tape to solve my problem. For now, seems to be good. I kept the caps on. I kept the caps on here to make sure that nothing gets in the bottom. Then I'm going to lay it on here, just like so. And then these go, so these go like this. It's a little tight because of the tape, so be aware. It's going to be a little on the tight side. So get this as loose as possible. I think I'm actually going to put it on the top, and I'll tell you why. I could see the nuts if they're loose. If they ever loosen up, I'll see it. Probably most people that are taller than me are going to want to go with a longer handle. So we're going to put that on there, and then we're going to tighten that one first, because I'm going to have to push this one in, all right? If you need this thread, don't crank on the thread. Let's pass the thread so we don't hurt it. And then I'm protecting them. Cut this right here with the cutoff wheel. I'll show you, it only takes a couple minutes with the cutoff wheel, and you let it cool off. What we're gonna do is, remember the wood we used before? So I have a cutoff wheel, wear your glasses, and we're gonna cut it right about here. I wanna show you how fast this cuts. It cuts really fast. I'm gonna take it right at the spot right here, right where it turns in. You see it cuts pretty fast. Let this cool off. Don't get cut either. This is a little sharp after you're done grinding, okay? So what we're doing is we cut it out so it'll eject out the bottom, and then we're gonna clamp it. This sticks out about 2 inches from here to here. I have a tool for that, I'll check it. So this is the final wrap up on this. So a couple things that we did. We put these back in. Actually, there's a nut off of one of them. I got to put a nut back on it. But for now, testing purposes, I'll show you how it works. And it became pretty nice. Now, if you're a little taller than me, you could make a little longer pole. But watch, now it ejects pretty good. It'll go in this direction. It's a little bit heavy, but it's worth it. Watch. Ready? It gets going and it just kicks. See how easy it goes?
Yeah. Oh, I think it's great.
I mean, it's a little bit of a workout, but it's worth it.
It's easy.
It does pretty good pieces. There's compacted clay in there, but it pushes right out and falls out. The heads of some of the bolts, the 2 bolts, were near the chute, where the chute was pushing out. In fact, this one's a little near it, but it works fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, see how they push out?
Oh, I think it works great.
And also we have a lot of clay, a lot. So if it's shooting out over here, I think yours will work fine. I would say give it a try. It's not that expensive to have something that you could use all the time. You don't have to do it all in one day, but it seems we did most of this side already, just doing testing, and we're getting there. I think it's pretty good. What do you think?
I think it's a pretty good gadget.
Well, I don't know if this is going to be for you. If you like it and you think it's something that you could use, it does a plug about 1.5 inches, 2 inches deep. It kicks them out pretty good. If you have any improvements, put it in the comments. But so far, this is the first rendition of it. And as we go, if I get any good improvements in the comments, we'll try it out. We'll do a second video on that. So you tell me what you think. I think this is probably the easiest for somebody to build something that will last for sure. Let's see how it goes. All right, well, I have a lawn to do. We'll see you soon. Thanks.